You'll see us today. When using these exercises in videos 1, 2 and 3, you should have a key word, and that key word means I want you to stop immediately because I'm concerned, or because I'm hurt, or because I feel unwell. Our key word that we use is OXO. You should have a key word with your training partner that you can use in any instances where you feel like you need to stop suddenly. That's for all videos with regard to the productivity technique. So if Bob was to shout to me OXO, I would immediately stop. And you should also have your key word. Welcome back to video 3, the productivity technique. This particular video and this particular sequence of video is to do with focus, the recalling of vital information, and hopefully helping you get into flow. In video 1, we looked at how we can create the experience of flow, or the experience of particularly focus, and you should have experienced that with your partner as they were trying to tag you. And then, having gone through that particular experience, when you were then asked to recall and calculate the numbers, if you remember, leg was 1, body was 2, and head was 3, then trying to actually calculate those score points as you made them. But most importantly, keeping the hands open. It wasn't fist, it was just tagging one another in this way. Then it was so difficult to recall those particular numbers because when we're under stress, the body's ability to send oxygen and blood to the brain is reduced because you're so focused, and then the ability to recall information is exceedingly hard. You should have experienced this by now. In video 2, we then looked at the defensive techniques. In this video, video 3, we want to pull it all together. So, just going to quickly recall some of the attacking techniques. If you remember, I'm right-handed, so I stand with the left leg forward. Okay, hands open, and this is a jab. This is a cross. This is a hook, and a right hook. Attack to the body, uppercut, and uppercut this way, all with an open hand. And your defense is jab to the head bob, slip there, cross is there, left hook bob, there, comb my hair, right hook bob, there, punch the body bob, there, punch the body, there, uppercut, there, and there. So at this stage now, we've now just gone through the attacks and we've gone through the defences, and now for about 30 seconds what we'll do is that we both now have the ability to attack and defend simultaneously. Okay, so here we go for around 30 seconds. Again, don't forget, open fist, open hand this way when you attack, and once we've done this, then we will then be adding our points up, our scores up again. Okay, Bob, okay, for 30 seconds. Okay, so this is great because we're both obviously enjoying it. We're having a good time when we're doing it because we're laughing, we're enjoying it, and that's possibly because we've obviously both done this before. We can see the enjoyment and what we're getting out of it. He's sort of smiling when he tags me, I'm sort of smiling when I tagged him because we should know better, but that's going to happen. The inevitability in this is that, as in business, some things will not go right, but what you shouldn't do is that you shouldn't just stop because he was able to get a blow to me. What you should be doing is you should just keep going. And if you've lost focus, then refocus as to where you were before and get yourself right back into that zone. You should be aiming for flow. Flow is where you're subconsciously working out. You're not thinking about it. You're allowing your instinctive movements just to respond. A lot of people call this muscle memory. as when you fall over, your hands automatically come out. Because you're training to do it, you're automatically falling into the flow. You're not having to consciously think about it. You're allowing the creative side of your mind to come forward, and you're getting into that flow, and you're ignoring all other abstract distractions around you, such as the phone going, somebody shouting your name, a conversation going over there, because you're in flow at this moment in time. And that's what you're aiming to do, to teach yourself to get in flow, so that the subconscious mind just directly is in control and is allowing you to perform optimally where you need to be. So in this particular instance, we're now going to step it up a gear. And I'm always mindful of the fact during this session that neither Bob shouted octo and I haven't shouted octo. But Bob, you're aware of it, aren't you?
Exactly.
Okay, and I too am aware of it too. Okay, so if I was under distress, I would shout it out. Similarly, if Bob was under distress or something happened to him, he would shout it to me, and I would know to immediately stop. So if that was to occur, we would stop. In this particular instance, we're going to be under stress because we're going to be attacking, defending, but as we strike, don't really hit. It's just a target, remember, as we touch around like this. 1 to the leg, 2 to the body, 3 to the head. Okay, so Bob for 20 seconds. Okay, and time. You can really see we were having a good goal there. We got stuck in. The reality of it is that when you come as close as that, you're going to be struck. We knew we got struck, but we kept going. In business, you're going to come across obstacles. They're going to be there. You have to find a way through so you can get back into flow. And that's exactly what we were doing then. Bob, did I hit you too hard at all?
No.
So no deductions for me. And I can tell you, Bob, you didn't hit me too hard too, so we got no deductions. We managed to...
I got up to 40.
You got up to 40. Well, I must admit, I cheated, and I decided to myself, I'm going to do lots of twos. It's so easy to add up, you know. And I got to about 34, 36 again. I'm sure there's possibly more within there from both of us. But I also find it hard when I'm in there, because the body just reacts. You instinctively, through muscle memory, start throwing things out as you would do normally under those kind of situations. You just start throwing it out without having to think about it, because you're in flow. But whilst you're under stress and there's less blood going to the brain and less oxygen going to the brain, it's very hard to recall those numbers, Bob. Did you find that difficult as well?
Very hard.
It is
so busy.
Because you're so busy, you're so much in flow. And it's good to be able to recognise that and to realise that the way stress affects you when you're in flow. Yes, so you should aim to get there, okay, but also understand that it may be very hard to recall important facts. But one thing is for sure, that the more Bob and I and you were to practice this, your ability to recall information under stress will become better. So if you were to go back to video 1 and continue to practice, go back to video 2, go back to this video 3, where we've gone really up to the gear, we were able to defend, we were able to attack, and we had to try and recall the numbers as we were attacking. You will get better at it all the time, and your ability to be able to computate, add up, total your scores will become much better. You'll have better clarity of mind, because your subconscious mind or the muscle memory will just completely take over, and that's where you want to be, so you can optimally perform with greater focus in your workplace. Well, I do hope you've enjoyed these 3 videos. I know I've enjoyed being here, Bob. You?
Oh yes.
Yeah, it's great. So it is. I mean, that's a really important aspect of it. It really is enjoyable. You find the right partner, it's really enjoyable. You ask them how they feel, and if they feel really good, you can really have a good session. I've come out of it, you can see I'm in my work attire. Bob is a sort of, as he would walk around the sort of streets, attire, and he's, you're not here, Bob? Are you hurt at all? No. And neither am I, but I'm not hurt at all. And that's exactly the way it is. This is all about experiential learning, and it's about your learning and taking that with you and then being able to apply it into your workspace. Now, at the end of these sessions, I was a bit breathy, and that's something that may happen. That's to be expected because you're under a little bit of stress, and when you're under stress, your body and your breathing systems work differently. When you're under stress, your digestive system slows down, you become far more focused, and that's what this course has been about. But at the end of the course, you should need time to recover and reflect on the learning experience before you start again. To control your breathing, it's always a good time or a good exercise and good practice to actually breathe through the nose. So at the end of the session, if you just sit down, find somewhere quietly to think, to sit down and to sort of almost meditate really, and you just want to start breathing through your nose, just like this. What that causes everything internally to slow down. It's the only controlling mechanism we really have when you're under stress, and to bring you back into your normal sort of operating type of systems where your breathing starts to look more control just by breathing heavily. And you'll notice that my chest raises a lot more, and I'm taking a lot more oxygen in by breathing through my nose. So do give yourself time to recuperate. We at a later stage will be looking at breathing techniques that can really be applied to this kind of training. But for now, just so you can recover, make sure you do take deep breaths in and give yourself time to sit down, have a good cup of tea, and reflect on the learning experience. And when you feel ready, then start from video 1, then video 2, and video 3 again. Best of luck. Thank you. Video.